Hi, we are Doug and Kaylee, and we are a freshly married couple that are in the middle of an adventure to become full-time RVers and see our beautiful country. We purchased our first truck and travel trailer in summer 2020, and it has already been such an experience. In this and the upcoming videos, you will see our cross-country road trip to get married at the Grand Canyon and honeymoon in the West, all during a pandemic. The first half of our trip, we are joined by my sister Sarah, our dog Cammie, and my mom Dawn. Join us on this adventure as we enjoy the ups and downs of travel in a new RV.
Welcome everybody to episode 3 of our cross-country road trip. We're leaving Amarillo today to go to Monument Valley. And on that journey, we leave at 3 a.m. So once again, pitch black. We miss Cadillac Ranch. We miss some pretty cool sights, sadly, but we're in a rush, so we got to keep things going. We end up going into a town called Harris, which is a mountain pass town right before you get into Albuquerque. And it was known to us because it housed the musical highway, which is a part of the highway that has grooves that create vibration in your car that sounds like America the Beautiful is being played. So we were very excited for that. You have to drive 45 miles an hour exactly. We get there, and only to find out that they have demolished most of that highway or repaved. There's not even signs mentioning the musical highway anymore. And there is only one small little section that still does it. So here in a second, we'll drive over that section and see if you can hear it. I can't pick out the part of the song. Here we go, wait for it. Okay, and then if you didn't catch it, we'll play it again, give you a second to turn it up real loud. And that's it. A little underwhelming. We had to do a lot of figure eights and U-turns all around this mountain pass town with the RV behind us, but it was something cool to do real quick. It was easy. And when we get out of Harris, we go right into Albuquerque. None of us had ever been there, and we were kind of excited because it's historic Route 66 at its finest. We're going to be staying in Williams here in a few days, which is on Route 66, but Albuquerque being such a big town, we figured there'd probably be some stuff to see. So we detoured, and we drove basically through all of Albuquerque's section of Route 66 before getting back on the highway. And you can see the old signs, the old buildings. I honestly don't have any idea how much of it is old or made to look old that isn't, but it was still cool and an experience. I think Albuquerque would be a kind of cool town to hang out in for a while. It's like a bustling city, but not so busy that it's unpleasant. Still not great with an RV, though. There were a few roundabouts that got a little hairy. So we get through all of this. I think there's a university in town. There's a major section of Route 66 that has a lot of bus stops and things like that cater to the university kids for sure. Here's the downtown section, bigger buildings, probably older buildings in all honesty. And that's all we did in Albuquerque. We got gas on the other side, and then we moved along because we got big plans. We're trying to get to Zion before the wedding so the family can see it. So we got to see a little piece of Route 66, and we move along, and we're heading towards the Navajo Nation, which after Albuquerque, you go through a few Native American reservations, but the Navajo Nation is the big one, and that's basically where Monument Valley is. It's just on the other side of it. And we were a little concerned because with COVID, they have shut down a lot in the Navajo Nation specifically, and almost to the extent where it basically says outsiders aren't welcome. And I mean, they're federal highways, so I wasn't concerned about being locked out, but we didn't know what we would expect. And we've passed small towns that literally the off-ramps were closed. Like, people could not go in and out. They were secluded from humanity. The gas stations and the random places we did have access to, they were closing at 3 p.m. They had like a curfew of 5, I think. So everything was shut down. One person actually even mentioned, you guys need to move along because this place, you're not allowed to even be out here. And it was interesting for sure. But this is when the trip starts getting really pretty. I love seeing all these buttes and just plateaus everywhere. It's awesome. The red rocks. Sarah had to get out for this sunset footage. Thank you for that. And here we are. Of course, we got there after dark. We had no footage of setting up. So I decided to do a little time lapse of the sunrise the next morning. I had no idea when we got into Goulding's campground, which is a very nice resort. I'm not going to lie, this is somewhere I would want to stay again. It felt like we were staying in a nice place and good amenities. And look at that view. You're just in a canyon that opens up to the Forrest Gump view, you know. It's from the opposite side, but it's the famous view of all the cartoons, the westerns, John Wayne's. They play John Wayne movies every night there in their little amphitheater. It's really cool. So you see a little bit of a time lapse, and we tear down pretty quick because we were going to take some time and do the drive that day, but that was all shut down. And so we're just going to take the RV on our way out and get some photos from Forrest Gump Point and move along. It's too bad. We didn't expect coronavirus to take away so many natural things from our options on the trip. We expected buildings to be shut down, but not roads, you know. So next time we'll get to do it. It'll be fun. And we plan to stay a lot longer in all these places in the future when we don't have these timelines to hit. Well, this is how our morning starts. Monument Valley. This is an awesome campsite. And it's cold. You know how I know it's cold? That is an icicle. The first one of my life. I think it's 20 degrees. The hoses didn't freeze up or anything. So I think we're good. But yeah, this is a cool place. You guys should definitely check it out. Goulding's Campground. I will definitely be back. Look at that. I gotta go look for more. Amazing. And here we are at Forrest Gump Point. The benefit to winter travel is there's not a lot of traffic, there's not a lot of people around. We got the whole place to ourselves basically. So this is our first chance to use the drone on the trip, and I couldn't think of a better place to do it. It's just beautiful. And it's sad because I got some really cool footage and it all was wasted basically because I didn't press the record button. I didn't know what I was doing. So I landed the drone, realized that I never started the video, so I sent it back up and got an abbreviated amount of footage trying to set up the perfect shot of the girls. And I finally got something close to it. From here, we have a relatively short drive, only about 4.5 hours from Monument Valley to Zion. So we're going to take advantage and see a little bit of Page with its beautiful reservoir there, and try to get to Zion at a reasonable hour. We haven't gotten to one campsite before sundown yet, so hopefully we can do that in Zion. So tune in next week. Our video will have the trip from Monument Valley to Zion, and possibly a little bit more. We might add in a hike or so, and you'll get to experience when the trip really starts to get enjoyable. It's not so much driving every day, it's a little bit of actually living. So can't wait to see you. Thanks.